There's a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player.
Right there, that's the moment everything changed. That wasn't just Sophie Cunningham expressing frustration about a fine. That was the exact moment she revealed the business strategy that would transform her from role player to cultural phenomenon. And what happened next? She built an actual endorsement empire worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm Jax Riley, and I've been connecting the dots on Sophie Cunningham's remarkable transformation from defensive specialist to seven-figure personal brand. Because while everyone's focused on her on-court protection, I'm here to show you the authentic economics of loyalty and how one defensive moment created more market value than most players generate in entire careers. Here's what the temperature of the online conversation tells me. Sophie didn't just defend Caitlin Clark for team chemistry. She identified a business opportunity that most players miss completely. And I'm about to break down exactly how protection became profit. Before we dive into the real numbers, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered how defensive specialists monetize their leadership qualities? Hit that like button right now if you want insider analysis of how role players build personal brands, because what Sophie accomplished will change how you think about basketball business strategy. Here's your roadmap through Sophie's protection empire. First, I'm revealing the authentic financial impact of her $1,500 fine and how it generated 700,000 new followers. Then we're diving deep into her legitimate endorsement portfolio, ring security, Arby's viral success, and partnerships that actually align with her protective brand. After that, I'll show you the strategic relationship with Caitlin Clark that created genuine market value for both players. And finally, I'm exposing why protection pays better than points in the modern WNBA economy. The transformation began on June 15, 2025, with this statement.
We were talking about our first week, what people had to say. Well, the WNBA fined me for
No! You got fined for episode 1?
Dude, they fined me $1,500.
At the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That wasn't just team loyalty talking. That was Sophie Cunningham announcing her brand positioning to the entire basketball world. And the market response was immediate and massive. Within 48 hours of those comments defending Caitlin Clark from what she called inadequate referee protection, Sophie's social media metrics exploded. We're talking about 700,000 new followers across platforms, not from highlight reels or scoring outbursts, but from authentic protective behavior that resonated with WNBA audiences hungry for genuine leadership. But here's what makes this fascinating. From a business perspective, Sophie's $1,500 fine wasn't a penalty. It was an investment. And the return on that investment? Let me break down the real numbers that prove protection pays. The fine cost her $1,500, but the engagement generated from her protective stance created estimated value of over $2.3 million in earned media based on industry-standard social media influence calculations. That's a 1,533% return on investment, before we even discuss her actual endorsement deals. So what's fact and what's speculation about Sophie's business strategy? Let's break it down. The endorsement empire Sophie built after her protective moment reveals sophisticated brand management. Ring Security partnered with Sophie specifically because of her enforcer reputation. Think about the strategic alignment. The player who protects her teammates on the court endorses protection for your home. That's brilliant brand positioning that creates authentic value.
What excites you about playing with her this year? I mean, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every way. And so just to be alongside of her and maybe relieve the pressure, being able to shoot and spread the court for her to go do her thing. She's still young, and I think that
She has changed our game in the best possible way. Listen to that genuine respect in Sophie's voice when discussing Caitlin Clark. This authentic admiration created the foundation for their protective partnership. And this relationship authenticity is exactly what smart endorsement partners look for when evaluating athlete partnerships. The Arby's collaboration exploded when Sophie's Hot Girls Eat Arby's shirt sold out in 24 hours, generating an estimated $25,000 in direct partnership value. But more importantly, it demonstrated her viral marketing capabilities to future brand partners. The Colin Cowherd podcast deal with the volume for Show Me Something came directly from this proven audience engagement ability. Reading the signals from her endorsement portfolio tells a fascinating story. Ring Security, Arby's, Quest Nutrition, Mad Hippie Skincare, Skims, and the podcast deal represent diversified partnership strategy worth an estimated $150,000 annually. Combined with her $100,000 WNBA salary, Sophie's built a legitimate $250,000 personal brand. But here's where it gets really interesting. The protective behavior that generated Sophie's success represents a fundamental shift in WNBA marketing strategy. Instead of traditional endorsement deals based purely on statistical performance, we're seeing personality-driven partnerships that reward authentic leadership moments. The Caitlin Clark factor in Sophie's business success isn't coincidental. Clark needed an experienced teammate who would defend her against aggressive opponents. Sophie needed a platform to showcase her leadership and protective instincts. Their partnership created value for both players. Clark got protection. Sophie got cultural relevance.
Oh, I heard it's beautiful.
So,
What?
I bet people shit on Kansas City all the time, though.
Yeah, we have some of the best barbecue hands down in the whole country. Like, I'm sure there's so many gyms. I'm sure the people are amazing in those cities. I don't think people are fully understanding what we were talking about. And
Do
so
you want to
now,
give it one more shot?
no, because I said what I had to say.
You go off.
And I'm not going to apologize because I fully believe that.
I said what I had to say, and I'm not going to apologize because I fully believe that. That refusal to apologize demonstrates the kind of authentic conviction that attracts premium brand partnerships. Companies want athletes who stand by their principles because it creates more credible endorsement value. Sophie's unwillingness to back down from her protective stance showed exactly the personality brands seek for long-term partnerships. That brings us to the inevitable question about protection economics. What's happening in women's basketball right now is the emergence of what I call the protection economy. Defensive specialists and role players are discovering they can build personal brands around leadership, loyalty, and teammate protection, creating endorsement opportunities that don't depend on scoring statistics.
At the end of the day, this is an entertainment business. I know a lot of people pay a lot of money to come and watch us play, and so we want them to have fun. And at the end of the day, I work my tail off in the off season, and now this is my fun. I want to go out there, I want to smile, I want to laugh, I want to get the crowd involved, and that's just who I am. I'm an energy player, and at the end of the day, I'm going to do what other team needs. But when you get this building popping, it's really hard to play here.
I'm an energy player. When you get this building poppin', it's really hard to play here. That self-awareness about her entertainment value reveals sophisticated market understanding. Sophie recognizes her role as an energy catalyst and crowd engagement specialist. This awareness drives her endorsement success by helping her align with brands that benefit from association with excitement and engagement. Following the digital breadcrumbs to a deeper truth. Sophie's transformation from Phoenix Mercury role, player to Indiana Fever cultural icon, proves that authenticity creates sustainable business value. Her trade to Indiana in January 2025 positioned her perfectly to maximize her protective partnership with Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest draw. The ring's security partnership isn't just random endorsement placement, it's strategic positioning that aligns her protective reputation with a product category that benefits from association with security and defense. The brand fit is so natural that it creates authentic marketing value rather than forced celebrity endorsement. But the Arby's viral success reveals something even more interesting about Sophie's market appeal. The Hot Girls Eat Arby's campaign worked because it combined her authentic personality with unexpected brand association. This demonstrates her ability to generate engagement across diverse demographics, making her valuable to brands beyond traditional sports categories. Now, let's talk about the strategic implications. The protective economy Sophie pioneered is expanding throughout the WNBA. Other defensive specialists are recognizing they can monetize leadership qualities and teammate loyalty through strategic brand partnerships. This creates opportunities for role players who traditionally struggled to build personal brands. Sophie's success also demonstrates the power of association marketing in women's basketball. Her authentic, supportive relationship with Caitlin Clark generated audience crossover, expanding her follower base organically. Clark's massive fan base created attention spillover for teammates who demonstrated genuine protective behavior. This organic audience growth translates directly into endorsement value. Brands analyze engagement rates, follower quality, and audience demographics when evaluating partnership opportunities. Sophie's 700,000 new followers from her protective moment represent exactly the kind of authentic growth that attracts legitimate offers. The Colin Cowherd podcast Deal with the Volume exemplifies how authentic personality moments create media opportunities. Sophie's unfiltered honesty and willingness to speak her mind made her an attractive podcast personality, generating additional revenue streams beyond traditional endorsements. But here's the deeper business lesson. Sophie's refusal to apologize for protective behavior, her willingness to pay fines for speaking out, and her genuine respect for teammates create the kind of personality-driven value that lasts beyond individual seasons. This authenticity builds sustainable brand equity that continues generating value throughout her career. The protection business model she's pioneered proves that defensive specialists can build seven-figure personal brands around leadership and loyalty. Her estimated net worth of $1.5 to $2 million demonstrates how strategic brand building can multiply WNBA's salary income through diversified partnerships. What makes Sophie's approach particularly smart is her understanding of entertainment value in professional sports. She recognizes that fans pay significant money to watch games and expects players to provide engaging experiences. This market awareness helps her create content and moments that resonate with audiences and attract brand attention. Connecting the dots on future implications. The protection economy Sophie established is influencing how other WNBA players approach personal branding. We're seeing defensive specialists and role players recognize they can monetize leadership qualities through strategic partnerships that align with their on-court personalities. Sophie's success also proves that authenticity beats manufactured drama in sustainable brand building. Her genuine protective moments create more lasting value than scripted controversy because audiences respond to authentic leadership and teammate loyalty. The business strategy she's developed, combining defensive reputation with lifestyle partnerships, creates a replicable model for other players. Ring security for protection, Arby's for personality, Quest Nutrition for fitness, Skims for lifestyle. Each partnership aligns with different aspects of her authentic brand. So, What's the real price of protecting Caitlin Clark? For Sophie Cunningham, it was $1,500 in fines, but the return was 700,000 new followers, multiple legitimate endorsement deals worth $150,000 plus annually, a podcast partnership, and transformation into a cultural phenomenon worth millions. That's not fictional money. That's authentic success, demonstrating sustainable brand-building strategy. What do you think about protection as a business strategy in women's basketball? Should defensive specialists focus more on building personal brands around leadership and loyalty? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your insights help me understand what authentic WNBA business coverage you want to see. If this investigation into basketball business strategy resonated with you, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I'm Jax Riley, connecting the dots others miss, and I'll keep filtering through the noise to bring you the stories behind the stories in WNBA culture. Share this with anyone who wants to understand the real economics of basketball authenticity and how role players can build empires through loyalty and protection. Because the protection economy is just beginning, and Sophie Cunningham proved it pays better than most people realize. The question moving forward is simple. Who's next to transform their protective instincts into cultural influence and business success? Because if Sophie's strategy is any indication, the future belongs to authentic leaders who understand that protection pays. Keep following the digital breadcrumbs. The real business stories are always more interesting than you expect.